So I finally got to see Patriot's Day. It's been out everywhere, seems like, for a long time, and we just got it at my theater, so just saw it. Directed by Berg and starring Mark Wahlberg, John Goodman, Kevin Bacon, J.K. Simmons, and a bunch of others. Patriot's Day is a movie about the Boston Marathon bombings in 2013. It's a really comprehensive story. It shows what happened leading up to the bombing, just a little bit of that, the actual bombing, and then a good portion of it is afterwards in the manhunt for the two guys that did it. It follows the stories of the people who were there, some of the real people, and a couple of made-up people, which we'll get to later. First thing I want to talk about in this movie is that the acting is phenomenal. There's not a single performance I can think of that was not good. All these actors are great. John Goodman, Mark Wahlberg, J.K. Simmons, Kevin Bacon, as I said before, and everyone else, they all do a great job, 110% really. Especially from Wahlberg, gives a really powerful performance, and it was some solid acting and some solid characters. I know these are based on real people, but they really did feel real, like they got down the nuance of a real person who has experienced a tragic event. One thing I noticed was that every character seemed to be in a relationship, like there were always couples. It ties into their theme of the movie, which is sort of about people coming together after being torn apart, so they wanted to follow characters who were in a relationship. Now, a lot of times in movies, when they're casting real-life people, they just get actors to play the parts that don't necessarily look like them, because they always show the real people in the credits, and sometimes you're like, why did they pick that actor? That doesn't look like that person at all. I don't think they did this in this movie. Even though they had some really big-name actors, John Goodman and J.K. Simmons, they really picked people that looked like the real people. Like John Goodman looks like his real-life counterpart. They didn't just get them for the name, so they did a really good job casting. Mark Wahlberg's character isn't real. I ended up looking this up after the movie to see if he was real because they didn't interview him in the credits, and he didn't seem to have a huge effect on anything. I think he just sort of represents the police officers in general and the city of Boston even. He's kind of the everyman, the one that you're going to relate to when you watch this movie. So I don't have a problem with them making up his character. I think it fits well, and they did a good job with not disrespecting any real-life police officer by exaggerating their story. It's a good thing the characters are so good, because this is a character-driven story. It's not all the rah-rah, let's go America that you would think a movie called Patriot's Day would be. It's really just about the individuals and about them being torn apart from their families and their lives, and then coming together at the end. And it's really a truly heartfelt story. Even though you don't get to know a lot of the people who died at the event, it really feels like a loss. Berg has a really powerful way of directing this movie. Now, a thing I've seen brought up a lot is that this movie was maybe made too soon. A lot of people are asking, myself included. I thought maybe this was only a couple of years ago. Is it too soon? It doesn't feel too soon. It feels like now I know about the topic and I know what happened, and I think it was a good idea to make this movie. Berg does a great job directing. This is shot really well, it's acted really well. A lot like in The Accountant in 2016, I felt like the gunshots in this movie were more powerful than gunshots in any other movie. Because a lot of times when characters shoot off guns in another movie, it's just kind of quiet, not impactful. Especially the explosions, each one pierces the screen and it's loud and powerful, and you feel the effects of it. Now, one thing I noticed at the beginning of the movie, it kind of got better, but there was a lot of shaky cam when it was unnecessary. When Mark Wahlberg is like just having a conversation with his wife, the camera will be all shaky. Now, as the movie picks up and things start going, it's really well done, the shaky cam. It makes sense because it's a dire situation, everyone's in a hurry, everyone's trying to get to safety. It makes sense. Just at the beginning of the movie, I didn't understand it. It didn't seem necessary. I don't know if I have much else to say about this movie. It was a really good time. It was emotionally powerful. I was driven to tears a couple of times, or almost to tears. I might have cried. I don't know, maybe. But it's a really well done movie, and you should really see it if you're curious about the event. You maybe don't need to go out to theaters and see it, but I would definitely recommend watching it at some point because it is very good. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And as always, steal the show. If you want to watch some other videos, I will have links here and here, somewhere in this area, and the subscribe button will be right about here, so make sure you stay tuned.